way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the cookout with Toyo, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with pimps over simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my... Man, look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get... Man, come on. Press play. Press play.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Yep, just hanging out, watching them. It's actually sunny this morning.
Yeah.
It's been pouring the damn rain.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad to see it.
How far along?
How far along what? Dixon
how
and
long?
Eleanor, or Dirty Girl
No,
in Illinois?
it's been raining.
Oh, for about 3-4 days.
Oh, okay.
Straight.
Yeah.
And then it would just come out of nowhere. Like it's just it's rained it rains here a lot in the spring anyways.
Yeah.
It always does. Yeah, but then as far as Dirty Girl and Eleanor, they're like 51 days along, 52.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have them. I have my pups around like 60. That's usually the average, it seems. So
around 60 days?
Yeah, 60, yeah, somewhere in there. 58 to 62, anywhere in there.
Yeah.
Seems to be where a lot of puppies are born.
Seems to be the standard.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Man.
Or is Mason back to his granddaughter top and bottom. And then Dirty Girl is Jarvis back to Dirty Girl, which is, I've already bred Mason to Dirty Girl, so there'll be like factors there with a little bit of Medusa in it.
Yeah.
And then Judge to Vixen is all Mason and Medusa.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the blend that I'm working with.
Okay.
The litter to Mason and Eleanor will be 75% Mason, same as Judge, like an inbred dog, but it's not inbreeding.
Yeah. And so how many litters you got coming?
3, maybe 4.
God, dog, boy.
Including Vixen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bred what was I saying? Just so I read it off right. I bred Judge to Vixen, Jarvis to Dirty Girl, Jarvis to Mercy, and Mason to Eleanor.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the 4. That's the 4 breedings that I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Mercy took. I ain't 100% sure yet.
Yeah.
I didn't think Dirty Girl took, but over the last 3-4 days, she swelled up and all that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe you did then. So I'm excited. Jarvis and Dirty Girl should click really good. That should be an awesome breeding. I've already seen what Dirty Girl can throw, so should be an awesome breeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna place a bunk with hog hunters.
Yeah.
That's the whole intention. I mean, I want some to breed for the future and to have them, but the whole intention is place them with hog hunters and try to get these on hogs.
Yeah.
Around the same time, because like, if I place them with hog hunters, then I have my few I keep, as they're schooling theirs, I can take mine and do it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
School them all out in one go.
Yeah, you see the
Pretty excited
screen?
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to take old man to the beach.
Yeah.
I had always talked about it. I never thought I'd get to, but I had always talked about taking him to the beach.
Yeah.
That's in Mississippi.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you was on the way to South Bottom, right?
That's the Gulf of
Yeah.
America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was on the way to South Bottom show. That was a good show, man. That was a good one for your first one.
Oh yeah, man.
Especially getting to go to the meet and greet the night before at Papa Top.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was cool.
Lockdown Rudy was there, man. Got to meet Lockdown.
That's when they were outside.
Yeah, salute Lockdown, man.
Right there.
Tony, Skip Bell, Calypso, Lil J. Yes, sir. Wills Walker, man. Wes Walker.
He said, "What would I say the Freemason bloodline's traits are?" So, intelligence, intensity, possessiveness, durability.
If you could add one thing to your line as far as how can I say it, man? As far as just any as far as traits or what would you add?
I don't know. Probably like one thing I'm always trying to add and just harness in on is like malicious tendencies. You know what I mean? Like when they get a hold of small game, I want them to dispatch it quick. You know what I mean? So like
yeah, so you
right there,
maybe more
tendencies.
mouth. You think a little more mouth?
No, just more malicious tendencies because these dogs bite hard. That's just something I'll always be chasing, malicious tendencies, because the way my dad's dogs were, man, they were just vicious. Like it didn't matter if it was the same sex, they were vicious. So like that's really what I'm just striving to always keep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that because that's what makes these dogs who they are. Like if you take one and you raise it around pet stall or bay dogs.
So a little more spunk, you thinking? A little more tenacity?
No, like I said, malicious intentions. When they get a hold of something, they want to tear it up. They want to kill it. That's what I'm looking for. That is the trait.
Yeah, more tenacity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's one I will always be on a mission for that because that right there is what makes this breed what it's supposed to be.
You want a finisher, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, that's just because, like, it's hard to explain. If you know you got dogs that possess gameness, that's the trait you should be looking for. Yeah. If you know that you got finishers, you should be looking for game dogs. That's just the way the breeding these dogs work.
That dog that Lockdown Rudy got I think best condition and best in show.
That little black dog he had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her a lot. But like if you take one of these pups and you raise them around bay dogs and stuff and have them used to the idea of something baying what you're gonna get, that malicious tendency don't transfer into them. It goes into their prey. They see them as part of the team, kind of. So it's just, I don't know. That's on one hand, people be like, well, why would you be looking for that if you want to hog hunt with your dog? On the other hand, like I said, that don't, just because they have that don't mean that they can't turn it on and off.
Yeah.
So that's one important thing about it. And like, then on the flip side, you don't want them to be too malicious because then they go out there and get just straight mowed down by the hog because they're trying to go in too hardcore. So that's where the intelligence takes place. That's where the intelligence is important for me. I like that dog. The one that's showing
Yeah,
right now. There's a
yeah,
lot of good looking dogs there.
yeah. It was a black dog, man. I like that black dog. I can't remember who had him. MKM in the building.
Was it sharpshooter? Was it Tupper's sharpshooter?
I don't know. I just got a glimpse of him. My
I
mind was
bet it.
somewhere else.
I think he was there. I bet it was sharpshooter. That's a nice looking
Hey,
dog. I've seen him a bunch of places.
yeah. There go what you call it? Um man, I forgot his
The
name, man. I
Freddy
got a
Krueger
brain
dog.
for it. Yeah, I forgot it. Man, I know him. I just
Yeah,
boy be gay brain mush right now.
yeah. There's a lot of good looking dogs there. That was a fun show to be at.
Yeah,
Look at Michonne acting crazy to Mason.
yeah, yeah,
we had a male and female out there barking at each other.
yeah. Look how calm Saki is, man.
Yeah, he just chills.
But that's why I was saying, like,
That's how
you
Kaiser
see,
acts a lot of the time, unless like
yeah,
Daniel's telling him to.
yeah. Well, you would think looking at, Saki like, man, he's just a, docile, kind of cold or whatever you want to call it. But Saki is, man, I don't know. He's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Kaiser. Him and Kaiser act a lot alike.
Yeah.
As far as the presence they give off when you're around them, their aura they put off, they're a lot alike, and they act a lot alike. Like the first few shows, that's how Kaiser was. He'd just sit there and chill. He's like, "Why are all these dogs acting stupid?"
Yeah. Like Michonne don't like if you see Michonne, like she don't act like you she fired when damn near, you know,
Yep.
like she's around the house she's really, really a pet, you know. Yeah.
It's funny how like that's how Mason is around here. He just
Yeah.
chills and stuff. He's calm. When you take him to the dog show, it's like he knows to
She
act out.
yeah, she like that in all like a lot of situations, but like, and see she get real calm with people and then right back to it with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Calm with people.
Yep.
You know what I'm
First time
saying?
I ever took Mason to a show, I was like, I hope he acts right. I hope he acts
Yeah.
right. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know. I had
Yeah.
never took him. The only yard full of dogs he's been in
Yeah.
was mine. So I was
Yeah.
like, man, I hope he acts right. And then we went to the first one, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, you
Yeah.
don't act like this ever, bro. You're
Nah,
usually chilling.
yeah, it was showing like she'll take. I can't. I had to be careful with her because if she on concrete, she'll tear her paws up and everything, man. Damn, that rip her nails off and everything.
Yeah, I don't know, like some of the things that like I'm looking for in these dogs, I didn't know that I was looking for them until I started seeing them pop out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I realized what this is. You know what I mean? Like why I'm seeing certain traits.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so they're still around. Like my dogs, even though like they're pretty heavy Mason, they still have a good influence of Medusa in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, even these puppies, some of them come out acting like my dad's dogs did, just straight out of the gate. Even though some of these breedings are 50 and 3/4 Mason,
Yeah.
because where I started out with Medusa, she was a triple bred dog. Like she was tight bred as fuck. So like, no matter what I bred her to, I'm getting Medusa out of it for the most part. So we're actually about to take her back to her grandson, top and bottom.
Yeah.
We're doing a flip flop of what I just did with Mason.
Yes, sir. RGB Lone Wolf, what's happening? Dickie Foster, man. Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, like people wonders how you keep a bloodline going, like where you don't have to go out and stuff. Doing things like that right there. Like I bred Mason to Medusa. Mason's brother was bred to Medusa's sister. We took and bred them together in their own individuals, which we got females and males. And then I took and flip flopped them with the original great grandparents. It'd be the great grandparents of them puppies. So I flip flopped it. Taking Mason to his granddaughter, and then taking Medusa back to her grandson, which is, their brother and sister. So it'll just give me a little further to go. When I breed them together, like that'll about be 50-50 Mason breeding. Like if I bred Mason to Medusa.
Yeah.
And it's 3-4 generations down.
Yeah, Tim Hicks, what's going on? Hendrix, man. Yes, sir.
I don't know, like sticking with something for consistency, man, that's important.
Yeah.
Like, and I realized where my consistency would come from. So like that's why I've kind of took more of the shift and just breeding my Mason stuff by itself.
Yeah.
I saw more consistency in I saw more consistency in his offspring than any of the dogs I bought. So that's why I just decided to move forward this way.
Yeah, like you see how you I think that's your wife filming, how you got that going right there, right? Mm-hmm. Now imagine you being able to have a table sitting with you and a co-host, and y'all really doing like some ringside sports commentating on the show, and you do that live. Man, I'm there. I'm at every show, sitting at home like ESPN. If you do that, man, that'll be hard, man. Yeah, just if we be right there at the show, man, you can do that and do it live on members only, and then break it down into nice clips, not shorts, but clips of the show, and put that on, and on your channel too. Man, I think that'll be hard. Like I think that'd be hard, bro.
Yeah, it's the hard part about it is finding a co-host that's willing to go and travel and speak, and
you could have it really isn't, man, because when you think about it, you can have a co-host from that area. You can have you can have a different co-host every time, man. You might be able to get a judge to co-host with you that ain't judging that event, that's just up there showing, man, there's plenty ways to go about it, but I think that'll be dope, man. Yeah, because just imagine us that's a good picture right there, man. Imagine us
Saki was yelling, I could hear him.
Yeah, just imagine us it's funny because Saki Saki is funny, man, because Saki kind of it'll be certain dogs. Yeah, it'll be certain dogs. Yeah, it'll be certain dogs that Saki won't pay any mind, and then there's certain dogs that are just serious, and they got his attention.
Yeah, that's the way Kaiser was.
Yeah,
that's why I say they're a lot alike. They act a lot alike. The trainability, like hell, Kaiser would do anything that Mason or Daniel wanted him to do. Little Vucci, that little dog's growing up now. He's with a buddy of mine. He's pretty.
Yeah, man. I like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then I don't know. Like I was gonna commentate at the ADBA show.
Okay. Now see this right here. Like this is like, you see how it's moving around and stuff like that made me nauseous.
I think I was pulling the legs out on my tripod.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, he's taking a dump.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah. Nah, man, if you had like a table and just set up and had a camera and maybe have a second camera on the other side just to be running and just catching that for like your playback and doing different shots, and then just having a co-host and y'all sitting there with some noise canceling mics. Noise canceling mics is a must. You know what I'm saying? Noise canceling mics, bro. And then y'all go ahead and do a real live commentate, like be some real live commentators, man. You know, uh, man, I think that'll be the dopest thing ever, man. I'll be tuned in. Yeah, yeah, man. Yes, sir, man. Tony M, what's going on?
I
Yes,
was gonna
sir.
do that at that ABA show, but like
Mm-hmm.
they move so fast, and after the way that after the way that the fucking fun show classes went, I was like, nah, there ain't no way.
Yeah,
There
because
ain't
I
no
mean,
way.
like, it's definitely is. I know for a fact it's definitely work, but I know, I think the community will more than appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like
so they wouldn't have liked what I had to say that day. That's why I didn't do
no,
it.
that's cool. That's cool. Cause I mean, at the same time, you commentating, man. That's part of being a commentator,
No,
man. You had your opinion, just like the judges had their opinion, and so on and so forth. But it would be good to have a co-host that can contradict what you say. In the midst of going back and forth. I think
yeah.
that'd be dope.
Uh,
You get it.
just the way they did the junior handler thing, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
it set the tone for like I was like, all right, so this is how this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can come and pay and enter in the junior or in not in the junior handler, the fun classes,
Uh huh.
and like I'm not gonna lie, my dog didn't even get a fair look at. There's
Yeah.
no way 8 dogs can or 6, 8 dogs can be in a ring and you can look over all 6 or 8 of them within 2 minutes.
So imagine
So
imagine you commentating on it, stating that, and then people agreeing with you in the chat, and
yeah,
or the viewers agreeing, saying, yeah, it was such and such and so forth. I mean, that's power in itself. You know,
yeah.
um, that's power in itself. But hey, man, it is what it is, man. Damn, I like the back end on that dog, man. Not him, but right there.
Yeah, that's
The
a good
lady you
looking
couldn't
dog.
catch, yeah, he went in and out. Not that dog, but
I
yeah,
think that's maybe Stoner or uh Push Cap from Forbidden Forest Kennels.
yeah,
Oh no, them few dogs right there, not that one, but the few buckskin ones I think are from Forbidden Forest.
yeah. Skip, what's going down? Yeah, man. So when's the next show you going to?
So they're waiting to announce the next APDR show, so I'm just waiting to see where it is, if I'm gonna go to it or
Yeah,
not. But I know I'm going to the pig picking.
yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, you hit keep it at a regional for a realistic, something realistic, because I know you got the dogs. You don't want to
Yeah.
put yourself in a bind, but I would do regional, man. I would stay in the North Carolina, South Carolina, the top, that Savannah
I'm
side of
I'm
Georgia.
really probably just gonna mainly stay with the APDR.
Okay, well then
Uh,
that's it.
them people right there, man. I'm telling you, as far as all the shows I've went to,
Mm-hmm.
that's been the best show scene I've gotten. You know what I mean? Like I've been to bully shows, I've been to it, I've been to ADBA shows now. Like, nah,
Yeah,
just the vibe of the people and the interactions, and I don't know. It's an awesome place. Like it really is.
yeah. Like
Same
you
with the
see,
APDR.
yeah, like you see how somebody you walking around right now. That'd be cool, but that wouldn't be the main. You would have to set up at the a stationary setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be like editing purposes and whatnot. Yeah. Nah, but I think that'll be hard, man. But the main thing that you really got to take in consideration, man, is you got to have the noise canceling mics, man. Get you some quality mics, you know, so we can hear what you say. And we're right. It's a dog show. Dogs are gonna be barking, man. That. But you get the noise canceling mics, man. I think get you a nice setup, bro. I'm there.
So that
Oh, and
dog show
you
right
can't.
there.
Yeah, and if you my bad, you can't bring some dogs. There's got to be all about that. If you bring some dogs,
Yeah.
somebody else got to handle them for you. You know, that's too
So
much
that
work.
show right there. is the only dog show I've been to where we were sitting there and like there
Yeah.
wasn't no dogs barking for a little while.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to the thing and I took my headphone out and was like, I told Tiffany, I said, they ain't even no fucking dogs barking here. And she was
Yeah.
like, I know. I'm like, yeah, it's weird. That's weird. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you this right now. It's like they put themselves on such a pedestal that they ain't even that many competitors show up to stuff like that. Maybe I went
Yeah.
to a bad show. I'll go to another one. I don't care. I'm going to give it another shot. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, the APDR, there's 50, 60 dogs there at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one reason I like to go to those is because the competition is so steep. There's more
Mm-hmm.
competition. Like, that way, at least if I go home with nothing, I feel like it was actually stiff competition instead of favoritism.
Yeah.
So, because that
Yeah.
I have a problem with favoritism in the judging of dogs. It's kind of like an art contest, right? Like
Yeah.
Ink Master. Let's say Ink Master, the tattoo show. I tattoo, but I hate Ink Master. I hate
Why?
any kind of art competition.
Why?
Because that's not what art's about, you know what I mean? So I hate putting it in that scene where it is competition, where they can critique people's art and be like, well, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like that. Unless the tattoo technique is shitty, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Nah, this image ain't good," and I'll be like, "Well, hell, what if that's the image that they wanted?" The person like, and I've also seen like the client at that show. I've seen them screw the artist over, and the artist lose and have to go home because they got screwed over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, quick FC say it was real mellow. There, my dog Jody was like a badass kid running around. Yeah. Peculiar Harbor. What to do, man? You saying all you hear is elevated character talk about himself all the time. Well, Mister,
This
just in
show
case you did,
is the
yeah.
elevated perspective. I was trying to keep my mouth shut.
Message.
I mean,
Nah, but it's all good, man. Speak your mind, man. But nah, this elevated show, bro. You know,
it sounds like
it's
somebody
all
didn't like
good.
what I had to say about the ADBA is what it is.
Hey, I mean, shoot, he entitled to his opinion. It's all good,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
social media. This ain't
and talk
personal,
about
man.
yourself, bro. I'm cool
Hey,
with that.
it's social media. It
It's
ain't personal, man.
well, this show it's not just for my perspective, but you know, like
Mm-hmm.
when we're the only guys sitting up here talking, I can't tell you from Welsh's perspective. I
Yeah,
can't tell you from Supreme's perspective. You know what I mean? I'm
man.
not living their life,
Yeah,
so I have to tell you from my perspective. And another thing is like I'm out here in these dogs. Like when I first got into it, I kept my mouth shut about a lot of stuff. So like, but
yeah,
now that I'm at enough shows, I have my own family of dogs. Like, there's things that I feel that I can speak about from my own perspective. That's why we
yeah,
named the show an elevated perspective.
yeah.
And
Yep,
I'm
and
young
it's
too, so that's
yeah,
another reason. Like, we're hearing a lot of old guys talk. That's cool. Where's all these?
Mhm.
Where's the dudes my age out here talking?
yeah,
I don't see none.
yeah. Well,
So
I
that's
mean,
one thing.
yeah, definitely. But appreciate the input, man. Appreciate the input. Yeah, all good.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
man.
It was real mellow there. My dog Jody was like the badass kid running around.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was mellow, like unnaturally mellow for a dog show. It was weird.
yeah.
I've been to a lot of dog shows, and that was the first one I've ever been to that was like that.
Mm-hmm.
I almost felt like I was at Westminster. All the dogs were so quiet and acting good.
Yeah, man.
Well, like people want to talk about show dogs ruining the breed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see dogs acting like that at the APDR shows. They act the way they act, and it's not encouragement. They just act the way they act. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, man. You know, as far as experience with shows, man, I got one, and it was a fun show. So, my next deal is to go to an actual
So that South Bottom show was the closest thing I've felt to an APDR show by far.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the vibe of the people, the conversations that we had with other people, you know what I mean? Like people,
Mm-hmm.
this is how you know it's really about dogs, right? And I didn't see
Mm-hmm.
none of this at the ADBA show. Like we were
Yeah.
out around the corner and we had pictures and people were like taking pictures of their dogs together and like
Mm-hmm.
pictures of each other with the dog, you know what I mean? Like we got that picture of y'all and Mason. Like
Yeah.
that's that I didn't see none of that. No
Mm-hmm.
networking, nothing at the ADBA show. Like
Yeah.
I talked to one lady right here. This is
Mm-hmm.
the part of the video where I'm talking to her and I ask her questions like, do you always like to film here? You know what I mean? Like, do you like to film or do you rather be in there with the dogs?
Yeah.
I just asked her a bunch of questions. I even asked her, I said, do they always do the fun shows like that? And she was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I see.
Yeah.
No taken.
Well, I mean, you also like as far as walking up on people and stuff like that, man, you kind of gotta fill them out and man, talk to them before the show if you can, you know, because some people might want to be on there, some people might not, you
Well,
know.
I'll say it
It's
100
great.
times too. The
Yeah,
highlight of the show was talking to Big C.
yeah. I remember you saying that. Shout out to Big
Yeah.
C, man. I remember y'all going back and forth and all, man. But that's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, and like I say, that was the highlight of it. You know what I mean? Sitting there just talking with him. That was where I felt like he was the only person there that made me feel like I do at an APDR show. You know what I mean? Everybody's welcome at an APDR show. Everybody. It don't matter what color you are, what religion you are, what you like, you know, how your bulldog's
Even-
built.
What's up, Supreme?
Transmissions allowed too, goddammit.
I don't know.
Hey, elevated, man. So a lot of these shows you just show up with your dog off the chain. You know, you really not putting in any work. Are you gonna give like a season of shows where you actually like put in work and go out there and you know with the real purpose to win? Because I know you really just going for the everything that's involved with it, not just, you know, the experience, the everything, man. So, you know, do you think you will focus on one dog and you know do your round?
Well, so the reason I haven't never really conditioned none of them, right, for these shows is because I conditioned Mason for the one pig picking, but but I either had dogs that were too old to condition, in my opinion, for me to, it was not worth it for me to enter him in best condition, because some little young dog, you know what I mean, in great shape is always going to win best condition. That's just the reality of it. Like, you're looking at the best condition of the dog, and if you got one that is maybe in great shape, but he's older than hell, how can you give that a fair judgment? You know what I mean? So that's one thing I took into consideration was, I had Mason and he was older, so I conditioned him a couple of times when I first started, but that I haven't since. And then and I conditioned Rose the first time I took her. But like then a few of the offspring of Mason, like I brought Jarvis one time and I didn't get to condition him because he was living with Lester. So I just had him for about 2 weeks before the dog show, so I just got him in as good of a shape as I could in 2 weeks. Then all the ones I was taking off of Mason were like right at borderline too young to mature. But now like my Judge, he's 2. My Dirty Girl and Mason stuff, they're over 1.5 years now. Like all these dogs are old enough for me to really condition them and put in time and effort. And like I've been fooling with Jarvis. I'm telling you, we'll see on this digital dog show.
That's what's up, man.
And okay, so here's another reason, right? We want to talk about favoritism. Well,
hold up. Quick LC7 say, I feel you. I feel you, elevated. I didn't really talk to anyone. Seen some nice dogs like Arrowhead Coda.
Yep, I like that dog.
Yeah.
Flew to Arrowhead, but like I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
My bad.
Oh, favoritism.
Yeah.
So one reason. So there was this guy that kept bringing his dogs to the. He had one dog that I know that he was running the shit out of this dog all the time, right?
Mhm.
And he just kept winning the treadmill races. So like for the first year and a half, I didn't even fool with the treadmill races. It was a waste of time. It was a literal waste of time when you know you're gonna bring a dog that wins every single time out.
Why not?
Because when I didn't have a mill, this guy makes fucking treadmills. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
therefore, how am I going to compete against his dog that he's fully had and raised, and he makes the treadmills? Like
Man,
he's building them. So
that's your competition right
Hold
there,
on,
man.
man. That ain't
yeah.
That's
sound
your
right coming out your mouth,
that's
elevated,
your
man.
competition right there, man.
Well,
You gotta beat that. You gotta climb that mountain, man.
Man, you gotta
You gotta figure it
elevate it,
out and
man.
climb. You got it elevated. You just got now. You gotta focus.
Yeah, you just gotta
well,
put belt
so
to ass, man. Don't be look. Either you gonna win or he gonna win. You gotta come ready to put belt
And
to ass. You
then check this out. Imagine him, and then imagine you coming up and beating him. He done built all this. He dominating everything. Man, that's an accomplishment, man. What
well,
if I was into
you
that,
better hold that
that
motherfucker
man,
belt in your hand.
and he in my section. Ooh boy, he gonna see me every time, man. Yeah, he gonna get first. I'm gonna get second or third. I'm gonna keep working. I'm shooting for it. I know who I'm going for. Yeah.
so one factor of why I felt that it wasn't even worth even trying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm not willing to give my dogs drugs to succeed.
Right. That's even better.
That's
Cause
it.
I'm
I'm
saying
Look,
I'm
oh
over here
my
working
bad,
against the
get
damn
him,
drugged up
man.
super soldier.
Get
my
him, Big
bad.
A.
Man, Dre said it this morning, man. He said one of the best things that the best fellas is to take his pet and whoop a working dog, legally, you know. Yeah.
I
So
was
just,
I'm on the lookout for a slap mill, like
mm-hmm.
a one I can put inside, and
Yeah.
then I would really get more competitive with it. I don't own a actual competition grade slap mill. The one
Man,
I
hey.
own, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't competition grade.
Yeah.
It's more like furniture.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to explain. It works really good, but it's
Mm-hmm.
more like putting a dog on a carpet mill versus a slap mill because the belt's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's like made for big dogs. Like this thing is made for like a big dog, not really
Man.
necessarily like a bulldog.
Man,
Yeah.
elevated. All I hear you keep coming up with is excuses, my brother.
Hey, nah,
Shit.
you gonna get it elevated, man. You gonna get it together, man. You gonna get it together,
I
man.
need you to put belt to
Hey,
ass, brother.
hey, but elevated, man. You building all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you can build you a slap mill. I know you got and I know you got somebody that can help you.
Yeah. Well, so the one thing that's held me up on the slap mills is I can't find the nylon belt that they use to make the belts with.
Somebody
Like
in the
the
chat might know.
yes, if
That's
you
what
can
I'm
send me,
saying.
and you can only buy it in like 5 foot increments or some shit that I was
Mm-hmm.
seeing. I messaged the company about buying like a 26-foot roll of it. That way I can
Yeah.
measure what I want my belt to be and cut the pieces myself.
Yeah.
But they never actually got back to me.
Yeah.
So I do intend on building me 2 outdoor treadmills that I can use to spam callers. Damn. But so I can get more competitive in the treadmill races.
yeah.
But like, I don't know. I was training against these new what do they call the new Mustang? What do they call that? remember what
Which
the name
one?
of it is,
The $250,000
No,
one?
I'm just talking about the style. You know how there's Fox
Oh.
bodies and then
Yeah.
FN95s.
Oh,
and I can't remember what the new one is called.
I
But
couldn't tell you. I don't fool with Mustangs. I don't do that.
if we were
That ain't
putting
even my-
treadmills up next to each
Yeah.
other, I was competing on a Model A versus one of them brand new Mustangs.
Yeah.
Because my treadmill just was not up to par for that. So that's why I never got really competitive with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool looking. If I show you pictures of it, you're like, that's the coolest looking fucking mill I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is the coolest looking mill. But like the wheels on it are lawnmower wheels. Like it's old school, dude. It's old. Like it's very old. So no, well, I'm ready to see this damn digital dog show this month. I'm got a little competitive for this.
Okay.
I've been working Jarvis. I got Legacy looking damn good. Rogue
Mm-hmm.
looks good always. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
always in shape.
And you kept the same feed, everything, huh?
Yeah, I mean I didn't change too much.
Mm.
I don't
Yeah.
need all this special stuff that people are doing in order to like. I'm not necessarily needing to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not for what we're doing right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put my dog's liver and kidneys through trouble just to, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
for my success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have to
Nah, I
realize.
mean,
They got the keep for looking good, then they got the keep for performing
Yeah,
good. That
yeah.
performance keep. Now I can see you feeling that way because
Hmm.
if your dog's showing you that it can take some more work and you continue to put the work on them, then yeah.
mhm.
But what I've noticed is that the condition keep is nowhere near as hard as that performance keep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The like looks keep is
Yeah.
yeah. See, that's where. So I got on a little mission to compete into the best condition there for a little while, and
Yeah.
I just realized I was competing against dogs that were using drugs. And I'm like, there ain't no way I'm ever gonna get my dogs looking like that without drugs. Ain't
Man,
no way,
that's a. I don't know who told you that.
bro. I'm telling you, none of
Big
the
A,
dogs at
man.
the
Get him,
South
man.
Bottom show look like what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I
Like
don't know who told you that.
when you show up in Tom Garner's yard and you're standing there, these dogs are the next fucking level.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
believe
mean, the
that.
next level, and they're drugged out. Some of them to where they look like fucking. You would not believe seeing these dogs in person. Now,
Yeah.
old buddy though, Todd Green, that's always in our comments. This dude right here, bro. I'm pretty sure he didn't use no drugs, and that dog Sonny looks
Hmm.
fucking phenomenal. Okay,
Yeah.
that was nuts to see, and
Yeah.
he wasn't even going to enter him in
Damn it.
best condition. And I seen him the night before at the motel, and I was like, dude, you need to enter this dog in best condition. And he was
Hmm.
like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm telling you, you need to. Well, the next day, I asked him, he had already filled out. I said, did you enter your dog in best condition? He was like, no. I said, go enter him in best condition. And
Yeah.
he won that shit. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
hell
what's up.
yeah. I was like, that, because I
Yeah.
knew he deserved it. I could tell by looking at that dog deserved to win. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's what I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I mean, Jarvis this year at the pig picking, I'm showing up like that. I have him now. He's 3 years old. No, about to be 4. He's about to be 4. So like
Hmm.
he's peak. I can really put the fucking work in on him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Really
man.
and see the full mass effect of it. Because I
Yeah.
mean, like you can condition the shit out of a 1.5-year-old dog,
Hmm.
but they ain't stand it next to a 4-year-old dog can do.
Yeah.
It just I dropped my phone. It just makes a big difference with maturity. So that's
Yeah.
kind of been one place I've been held up on, waiting on some of these offspring off of Mason to mature.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm just now to the point like where I'm breeding some of them. I just bred Rogue. I just bred Vixen. Like that was kind of more of my mission too, is make more of them before I really, you know. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I can do a bunch of dogs at one time competing with them. So if I
Yeah.
have enough of them that are mature, then I can step forward. Like Rogue and Vixen and Jarvis and Dirty Girl, like they're all mature now.
Hmm.
Every one of them
Man.
bitches that I bred before the show season.
Yeah. Hey, what was the
Every one of them.
temperature? What was the temperature out there, man?
So let's see. I believe it was like 98 last year.
What time of year was that?
It's always the last weekend in July, so July 26th.
Okay. What did you notice about any were there any dogs that look like how long was that show?
Oh, so it starts at about 8:30 and it
Mhm.
don't end till probably 7:30 at night, 7 o'clock.
Did you see some
It's
dogs? Did you
all
see
day
some
thing.
dogs? Okay. Did you see some dogs? What time did you get there?
8:30.
Okay. Did you see some dogs that were walking? What time did you leave?
But I mean, I'm always usually one of the last ones to leave.
Did
Same
you
as like
see
at
some?
South Bottom.
Okay. Well, did you see some dogs walking around from the time you got there competing and still and moving around the entire time from the
Yeah, I
beginning
mean,
from
so yeah, you
because
do see that
usually
a lot.
usually
And
you not gonna see too many dogs doing that.
well, see, that's what I'm telling you. When you're standing out there at Tom Garner's yard, these people have showed up like next level. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of dogs that are still fine at the end of the day.
yeah.
Like compared to other shows that I've been to. Like I will say that people shows the fuck out for Tom Garner's.
Hmm.
Like they know that there's a potential that Tom's going to see their dog, or Randall
Yeah,
Abernathy, or Bob Finley, or Vinny
yeah.
Romeo, or Coy. Coy was there. I met Coy
Hmm.
Dickinson there. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, like there's legends there. Don or David Devine. Going hard's there. Like
Yeah.
people shows up hardcore because
Johnny
they know all
Cage.
these. Yeah, they know all these people are going to be there. So
Hmm.
like that's one thing I'm like trying to emphasize. Like when you go there, it is stiff competition for
Yeah.
real, and I love that. I mean, it's awesome.
That's what's up.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I yet to see a show like that. Shoot, I only got one under my belt anyway.
we're gonna have to get you out to the pig picking, you and Dre and them.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that one
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, man.
Get you on a yard tour at Tom's. When you
Hmm.
see that, like all this stuff you hear people talk about Tom and say
Man,
about Tom.
I hear a lot of people talk about, going out to the yard and or
Yeah,
whatnot, man. I've heard different
it
different
is nuts.
stories. Yeah.
Like just to like my little sister. The first year I went there, I was like, we're gonna go on a yard tour, and they were like, oh really? And I was like, yeah. And I told my little brother and my little sister, I was like, we're going. And like as soon as we walked through the gate, uh,
Yeah.
Tally was like, holy shit. That's what she said. She was like,
Hmm.
holy shit. Like she was like, a place like
Yeah.
this exists. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. that's that's when my family really like they seen it on that level and they're like, okay, wow. Like I didn't even know that it could get to this level.
Yeah.
And I
Nah,
had an
man.
idea of what his
Hmm.
yard looked like, but at the same
Hmm.
time, when you're standing on it and all, like it's totally different. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
over 200 dogs on that he owns.
Yeah, I heard I can't remember who was saying it, but they was like they had to stop him because they didn't want to see any more dogs. Cause cause every time they'd be like, okay, I want that. And he'd be like, hold on, let me show you this. And he said, no, I want that. So he said, don't show me nothing that yeah, I can't remember who said that, man. Yeah.
I mean, it's like that. Like, and then
Yeah.
not to okay, so his property is beautiful. Then he has the tennis court, which sometimes they set up the venue like the vendors in it.
Hmm.
From my understanding, that's how they normally do it. Is the vendors are in there. Uh,
Yeah.
then the show ring's like in his big front yard, and like he serves food, and the food is always good, like always
Yeah.
good. And
Uh,
it's a next level show, man. We got to get y'all out to that.
Yeah. Calypso say any kennels out there you guys would like to collab with?
Uh, yeah, I mean we got a little bit of a collab coming up,
Yeah.
a little
See,
bit.
right now, man, my focus is pretty much with the staple of where it works. So if I were to really venture like on my own, I go, I fool with Ready Red and Apache Kennels and right where I'm at. Uh, you know. Only reason I say that is because at this point, everything is solid. I don't see any chinks. There's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. But at this point, like I don't see any chinks in if it's working, it's working, for me. So I would stay with what's working. Unless I saw something otherwise, and I don't even have anything on my radar clip. So I'm kind of I'm kind of one track minded at this point.
Yep. So like that's not talked about too much, right?
What?
Everybody's always trying to like uh make better and better and better. What if you got great and you're trying to keep it?
Well, I think this, man. Like, I can't. I don't. I think to a certain extent, it's like being an artist. Nobody can. Nobody can. What you call it? See your vision. Better than you. I guess you could say. Um. So whatever you got in mind, that's what you got in mind. But making the best decisions in that direction. But a lot of people, it's like kids, man. If you ever watch kids play, a kid can have one toy and be playing with their toy, and then another kid couldn't have a toy, and you give that other kid a toy. Then that kid that's playing with that one toy wants that other kid's toy.
Yep.
It's a natural thing. So I think a lot of people will be working in their yard and have something that they not looking at directly or really paying attention to because they saw something else in somebody else's yard and they think they need to catch up or they need to do this or do that, and they haven't gone through the entire process of what they actually have on their yard, man. And then they adding this, adding that, and they never completed the first process.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
people take for granted the quality of bulldogs they have between their legs. They're
Yeah,
always on this search for better, but they don't even necessarily understand what they have between their legs. You know how great that really is. Like until it's too late, and then when the dog's gone, they're like, "Damn, that son bitch right there was a badass dog."
yeah,
Like in the time though, you need to enjoy a little bit of the time with the dogs you got. You know what I mean? Be satisfied with the dogs you got. Like that's
yeah. That's
where.
that's why I just try, like I'm a process kind of guy. Like I like to enjoy the actual process. I'm not looking at the end result necessarily. I'm looking at going through the process, man. And I like the process. I I mean I know people that don't have time for it, but that's what I like. I like the process about it all.
If like people aren't willing to go through these whole processes of making, creating, just raising,
I
honing
can't. Yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, I can't talk about the process of doing that because I'm not a breeder. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But like
like
just the
all these are just in that instance. I just brought up several different lifestyles that could
yeah,
be a factor in these dogs. You know what I'm saying? Not all of that
mhm,
matters to everybody.
yeah,
Uh, so like for you, like you enjoy the process of raising them,
going through yeah,
honing in their, their strengths, building
yeah,
up their weaknesses. Like
letting
that's
them
where,
mature.
you
Yeah,
know, yeah,
yeah,
maturity. I mean, I don't care, dude. Maturity is the most important thing in these fucking dogs. Period.
hmm.
Like a lot of dogs get discarded before they ever even hit maturity, and that is a damn shame. Like,
Well, I understand. I understand the other side of that too because some dogs you might not have the time or patience for. Some
mhm,
dogs might not fit your program from the giddy up. You might
yep,
see some stuff, like nah, that I don't want to put up with that. And some of those dogs that you give up might actually turn out to be something. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? But it might not have been for you. You might not have had the patience to work with it at that point in time. Some people have been how can I say it um spoiled with certain traits or certain expectations, and
yep,
they expect to see the basics of those expectations out of what they want, and if they don't see that, they quick to discard it. So
yep,
it's people out there that and a lot of those people that do it have a lot of experience at what they're looking for and what they in the whole nine. So I mean it's a lot of you know um it's a lot of stuff out there like that too, man. It's a lot of situations for it, but that's why I like to if I take the time and look at what I'm getting, you know,
yep,
um, actually look at the dog, man. I like I say, man. I'm I'm a dog man, not like a dog man in the traditional sense. I mean, when I say a dog man, like I'm into the dog, like I'm literally into the dog, you know. So
Let
yeah.
me let me ask you this question, right?
Hmm.
If Michonne passed away tomorrow, it would
Hmm.
break your fucking heart, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
You're a dog man.
yeah. I mean, like the thing is this: if I take in a dog to be with me, then that dog is mine. Like, you know, like as far as the bond and everything. If I have a dog that I feel like the bond isn't there, the dog could bond with me. I'm not bonding with the dog. I'm not feeling the dog the whole night. I'm not going to invest all of my time into that dog like that from the beginning because it's a waste of time for both of us. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what I'm not going to do that. So, you know, having in mind, like, you know, and with me saying that for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for myself. With me saying that in mind, I need to take my time and look at what I'm getting into. You know what I'm saying? I need to do the full evaluation. Is this you know, the whole deal, man? Because it's for me it's a commitment. I don't, you know, yeah.
So
Well,
when you
Buck
got
City,
Michonne,
what's happening, huh?
oh yeah, salute Buck City. When you
Yeah.
got Michonne, did you
Hmm.
have intentions on getting a female?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like I could have got a male. I could have got a male.
Yeah, I knew there was males out of the litter, so
It's a reason why I got a female. It's a number of reasons why I got a female.
okay.
It's a number of reasons. One reason is because I want a male. My like at the end of the day, I want a male. So I want to be able to already have certain things set in stone with that male. And in order for me to do that the way that I want to do that, he needs to come from the female. You know, with the things that I want, you know, to be there from day one, and all of the things that I want, and to be able to view the litter and see, you know, how to, you know, be able to assess the situation and see which pup I really want. I could want this pup, and then tomorrow I want this pup or whatever. I have a little bit of time. I want to be able to pick my male. That's my purpose of breeding, because I want a male. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. You know, so I knew I wanted to start with a female. I could have started with a male. Started with a male can be a lot harder than started with a female. Females are easier to house train. Males, you got to put in a lot more work. A lot of males are very territorial, depending on, you know, the whole deal. You gotta, you know, some males you might have to break before you can actually start to train in the way that you want to train. It's a lot of stipulations that come to getting a male, especially if I was to start with a hot male.
Oh
You know what I'm
wait.
saying? If I was to
Oh
start with
wait.
something hot. So, you know, me having a female, and the female is a calm dog. She's calm. She's a good pet in the whole nine. Even if I, you know, to take on a hot dog, I have something to, you know, balance it out, you know, somewhat. But at the same time, I'm there from day one, and I'm picking out my male, you know. So that's just me, you know,
Yeah.
in my
It's
purpose.
just Big A.
Yeah, but I'm saying I could have easily gotten a male, you know.
Yeah.
The choice was mine, but I knew from before the pups even hit the ground. Actually, I was supposed to get a dog the previous litter, but it didn't take. And I was gonna get a female then. I had plenty of time to be like, you know what, I want a male, you know. But I know the long haul, and I'm sticking to the script, you know, for the most part. Um, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Just I could jump in there, and you know, I could have started with a male, knowing that I wanted to start with a female, you know. And then another thing, me being able to get the male, it's a lot easier to get my bitch bred up than it is for me to take a male to somebody else to get a female.
Yep.
So yeah,
That is true.
yeah, yeah,
I done broke a male that thought he was aggressive with the female that was less aggressive than he was.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
let me calm this nigga down. Now he calm as a motherfucker. Now he
yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that, yeah, Tony. You saw that. You picked up on that, Tony. Hey man, Tony, I be letting it roll off. I don't be, sometimes you gotta. Uh, but anyway, man.
Like one thing I've noticed is people has an idea of what they want in their head, right?
Yeah,
But then they go and try to find that in a completely different family of dogs.
yeah,
That's hard to hit. That's hard to, for a breeder to make that mark. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Because you're looking for a dog that's a completely different family of dogs. The
Mm-hmm.
traits are different among individuals and families, much less like breeding. So
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just I've seen people do that. Like, oh, I want this dog like this dog back in the day, and I'm like, man, I don't know. You're chasing ghosts now.
yeah,
Like the reason I'm like, okay, this puppy out here, he reminds me
yeah,
so much of Thor. He has heavy Thor in him. You know what I mean? For
yeah,
him to display traits potentially like Thor is not out of this world.
yeah,
Versus like if I went and bought a blackjack dog that looked just maybe colored identical, but may
yeah,
act completely different. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So like that's where I say color in these dogs are a little important because I've seen so many generations of them and individuals that displayed these colors.
yeah,
So like I do pay attention to that with these dogs. But if I was
yeah.
going to say if I was going to buy one from you and Dre, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't matter to me if it was yellow or black. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter at all for me.
Yeah,
I would just want the one that, you know what I mean, that acts a certain way. And I mean, so like me, I don't really have expectations out of puppies, you know what I mean? Like I got this puppy from a legend and I don't expect him to be great, but if he ends up great, I'll be like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna just, oh, this dog's gonna be the best I've ever seen, you know what I mean? Because that it might be, it might not be. If he's not, I'm not gonna be mad at that dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
not gonna hold it against him. He gave me the one he thought would be good for me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so far, he is good for me right now. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could change at any moment.
Yeah,
And also, I didn't have an idea of the type of dog I wanted first when I went and got it. I'm accepting what they are more than
yeah.
trying to set an image around a dog. I'm accepting what the dog is as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, man.
From an elevated perspective.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We up on that hour mark, man. We got that Pimps Over Simps Men at Work coming up next. You know what it is, man. Yeah, man, and we gonna get to it over there, man. Ain't no telling what we gonna get into, man. But what's up, Elevator? Where can they find you at, man?
Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Okay.
All the above, Elevated Kennel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you know what it is. Yeah. Where can they find you at, Supreme?
Man, you could probably find me helping, your elderly grandma across the street, doing traffic or something like that.
Hey,
Or
good time salute. And salute to the mothers out there, man, over the Mother's Day weekend. I'm just sending a
what I'm saying?
salute. Yes, sir.
Helping the youngin with a flat tire, change his tire for the first time or something. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
man?
man.
Trying to set an example, man. You know, Now
Yeah.
on the weekend I'm on bullshit. I'm outside, so y'all know y'all can catch me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you know what it is, man. We got Men at Work coming up next. We got that digital dog show coming up at the end of the month, man. Y'all go check that out. And we got the dog of the week, man. Y'all go ahead and get y'all submit those photos, man. Submit those photos, man. It count. But yes,
Sir.
man. We
You like that icon? You like my icon? That's the Wu-Tang Clan.
Hey, bro, you been switching it up. I wanted to say something earlier. I was like, "Ooh, that boy Supreme in full fledged mode, man." I say, "Ooh, that boy, he done went all into acting mode."
That last one was Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah. I said, "Oh, I gotta step my game up." You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, though, man. But yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. Men at Work coming up next, man. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Salute.
Yeah, man. Salute.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head nod flow. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain. Locked in the game, never moved for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Socket brought the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, ran it straight through the rain. Red Ninja close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Socket from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second was the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die.